Another day here in Denver for Broncos training camp practices. Courtland Sutton, Bo Nix, and some guys who are really starting to stand out and position themselves to earn big time roles into this Sean Payton offense going into next season. And in this video, we're going to talk about all the news, notes, highlights, observations from today. However, like we always do, I want to give credit to the reporters because all of this film, all of this footage is theirs. I do not own any of it, and without them, these videos are just not possible to make. So do me a favor and go follow them on Twitter or X if you want to know more about practice and more footage from practice. Go follow these guys, man. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and I guarantee you will not be, or you won't regret it, I guess I could say. But with that being said, I wanted to start off this video talking about this wide receiver room. And yes, you have Courtland Sutton, but there is a guy that is really starting to position himself to be a X factor within this offense at the wide receiver position. And Sean Payton may have already found the number 2 wide receiver going into the season. Now, he's been here, right? He had a good year last year. Now, not Marvin Mims, although he's going to be a Swiss Army knife. Devon Vele has been really good. Now, there are a lot of guys that we need to be excited about. Troy Franklin is getting better. Marvin Mims is going to be a Swiss Army knife for this team, a gadget guy that they use a ton. Evan Ingram is probably going to play a little bit of wide receiver at times. And then you have Pat Bryant, who we're probably going to see all of those guys early on this season, right? But Devon Vele, according to multiple media sources, including Zach Evans and Ryan Edwards, these guys are coming out and saying, listen, Devon Vele feels like, and it seems like, he is a clear-cut number 2 wide receiver at the moment. Now, he has been working in 2 wide receiver sets whenever the team's in 12 personnel, or even 13 personnel at times, 21 personnel. You see Devon Vele out there a lot because of his ability to block, but also he's got a great catch radius, and he puts a lot of pressure on defenses, and he did that last year as well, right? He received Pat Bryant a little bit, going through some drills. But don't be surprised if Devon Vele wins the job as the number 2 receiver and plays a ton this season. Now, what's cool about Vele is he was a 7th round draft pick last season. He's already 27 years old, so I mean, you don't see that too often. A 27-year-old second-year player, you just don't see it too often, right? But he hauled in 41 passes for, I believe, almost 500 yards, was on pace for like 620 yards and 4 touchdowns in his rookie season before ultimately missing some time. But they believe that he is about to take a major step forward going into next year, and they think he could be an X factor within this offense right now. Now, we also have to keep in mind that right now, these reporters are not able to show us too much of 11-on-11s or even 7-on-7s right now, so we have very limited footage to go by or go off of. But the good news about training camp thus far is we do get at least some clips, and some of these clips, again, are just individual drills. But overall, at least we get to see something, right? Compared to other teams, you don't get to see anything. Detroit Lions, you get nothing, right? But I also want to talk about Broncos in a really good spot. Front office-wise, they've done a good job making sure everybody's happy. There's no holdouts, and man, we've seen a lot of crazy things going on. I mean, just yesterday, Raiders cut Christian Wilkins. Injury problem. He doesn't want to play, I guess. I don't know what was happening, right? You also have Terry McLaurin. You have Trey Hendrickson. You have a bunch of guys just holding out right now. Broncos are crystal clear. Everybody's here. Everybody's practicing. There are some injuries, but so far, so good. We also heard some good news about Bo Nix. He actually took this offseason very seriously and worked with Drew Brees this offseason, a guy who was coached by Sean Payton. It looks like those two got together and put in a lot of time in San Diego this offseason because I believe Drew Brees lives out there. So Bo Nix took a trip out there, spent some time, and they did a lot of training together. So that is a very good sign for Sean Payton and Bo Nix, learning from a very good quarterback in the NFL. Now, let's talk a little bit about the running backs. Now, this running back situation is very intriguing. This clip right here, by the way, is from Denver Broncos on Twitter, so make sure you guys go follow them. But J.K. Dobbins is getting into speed, or up to speed, very quickly here. They think they have a 2-headed and maybe even a 3-headed monster in the running back room with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, and Jaleel McLaughlin. These guys are going to, and Audric Estime, right? You have Audric Estime as well. So they love J.K. Dobbins. He signed, I believe, late in mandatory minicamp. Didn't really see too much time then, but right now he dove into the playbook and he is ready to compete for a big-time spot right now, and I think he's ultimately that RB1 going into the season. That's at least my opinion. But listen, RJ Harvey, this man right here, he is going to play a lot. He's going to play a lot. I like to compare them to Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Harvey reminds me a lot of Kamara, and J.K. Dobbins is a downhill runner, welcomes contact, and can go through people, right? Before we get any further into the video, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. But also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And we have some big news. All right, we have practice going on right now. Some 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 work. And someone just caught a 75-yard touchdown. Really quick, before we deep dive into it, make sure you guys are subscribed. But comment down below, who do you think it was? Okay, I'm going to tell you in just a second. Before, we will be covering training camp, preseason, breaking down all 22 coaches' film, and also regular season. We got you guys covered through every single game, practice, whatever it may be. Got you guys covered. With that being said, talk about who just caught a 75-yard bomb practice. Okay, so according to the boy Ryan Edwards, we talked a little bit about this wide receiver room. He says Stidham, Jarrett Stidham, former Auburn, New England Patriot quarterback, hits Troy Franklin for a 75-yard touchdown down the left sideline during team drill. Burned Damari Mathis and Devon Key. Big play from Troy Franklin. Again, I am excited to see who the starting wide receivers are. I think Vele is going to be up there with Courtland Sutton. You talk about Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, and now Troy Franklin. This team has a lot of weapons. J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Evan Ingram. Weapons on this team are not an issue at all. I feel like we're starting to see it right now. This one from Zach Stevens. Lavelle Bailey making a big play at practice. Just took the ball away from Lucas Curl on a short pass from Sam Ehlinger. And this ended up being labeled as an interception. Basically, caught the ball, Curl did, and then boom, Bailey just comes out of nowhere, rips that thing out. This dude has been a stud throughout practices thus far. I feel like every single day that we hear about practice, his name is somehow involved. Now, when you look at this depth chart, there are a lot of guys here that they absolutely love on this football team, especially at inside backer. You got Dre Greenlaw, Alex Singleton, Drew Sanders, who we've heard the athleticism is through the roof. But don't be surprised if Lavelle Bailey makes this football team. But not only that, has a role within this team, maybe just on special teams early on, but find somewhere where he can, utilize that potential. So very excited, especially about this defense, man. They have so many pass rushers. Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, Jonah Ellis, who was a third-round pick last year, Dondre Tillman, who had what would have been a sack. And again, we can go and look at Ryan Edwards. He tweeted out something saying it would have been a sack by Dondre Tillman. Again, this pass rush, this defense is going to be legit. All right, with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure you guys go follow these reporters for more updates on practice today. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's update. Peace.